Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our fourth logistics webinar. Today on Optimize Your Delivery Planning and Execution with PTV Route Optimiser using ePod solution. We will be sharing the experience of eTransport.es in the last mile delivery in Barcelona. We are conducting a monthly webinar dedicated to logistics industry, addressing the challenges and helping you reduce operational costs by using optimization technology. I would like to remind you to follow our LinkedIn page, PTV Group IMEA, to learn more about our upcoming webinars, online trainings, offerings, and more. During the webinar, we will be pursuing and pushing out the poll surveys, and we kindly ask you to participate. Allow me to introduce your PTV team for this webinar. Our South African Managing Director, Charles Chuckling, and Marco, our Managing Director for PTV Italy in the logistics, will be our presenters for today. I would also like to introduce our customer, Francesco, CEO of eTransport in Barcelona, who will share the success story of integrating PTV Route Optimiser to their daily logistics operations in their online e-commerce. And myself, your moderator, Majd Al-Jayousi, marketing specialist from Dubai office. In case you have any questions, we encourage you to type in the question box during the presentation, and Cheryl will address all your questions in the dedicated Q&A session. We recommend that you enlarge your screen to be able to see the full presentation in full screen mode. If you are interested to know more about PTV Route Optimiser and get a demo version, you can contact us directly on info@ptvgroup.com. Now, and without any further delay, I'd like to pass it on to Cheryl. So Cheryl, the mic is yours.
Thank you, March, and good afternoon, everybody. Good morning to some, and good evening from wherever you are in the world. It's good to have you here again with our fourth webinar. We do it monthly, as March has said. Today we've got a bit of a Mediterranean flair. Let me just try and move this slide. Marco, I think mine doesn't work, so you can maybe move the slide. So our co-presenters today, Marco and Francisco. Marco is from Italy and Francisco from Barcelona in Spain. So we have a bit of a Mediterranean flavor, but welcome, and I hope you enjoy it. As Marge has indicated, please use the question box on your control panel to pose any questions as we go along. So please do not be shy. If there's anything that's not clear, please capture the question there, and we will deal with it at the end of the presentation. Marco, can you try and move the slides? Mine does not move.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, briefly, I'm going to be fairly short. I'm just going to give us a bit of a company overview regarding PTV itself. Marco, also fairly concise. He's going to talk about the requirements for state-of-the-art logistics and transportation. Francisco is going to do the main part of the presentation, which is really going to share with everybody the integrated planning and execution management solution that they've developed together with PTV. And then we're going to cater for question and answers, and then we will conclude the webinar. We're planning to do the presentations around, say, 45 minutes or so, and leave the last 15 minutes for questions. Now, PTV Group, we are a company. Our headquarters are based in Karlsruhe in Germany. We have just over 800 employees worldwide. We have subsidiaries and branch companies, whatever the representation is, different formats, but we represent it on every single continent of the world. Or the only continent that we're not on is Antarctica, but yeah, we're not planning to go there soon. Our turnover is in excess of 100 million euros a year, and that's basically a footprint of where all our our branches are and all the subsidiaries within, on the world map itself. Just move on, please, Marco.
Okay, the next one.
Yeah, I think, that just gives us a footprint of where all our subsidiaries are. Some of them are subsidiaries fully wholly owned, some are branch offices and so on. And that just gives you an idea of where we are. Our region consists basically of India, the Middle East, and Africa. And then obviously Europe also has a number of regions. Our main focus in the marketplace is twofold. We've got the mobility marketplace, which is really planning and optimization of the flow of people. And then the second division or entity within the group is the transportation marketplace, where we're talking mainly around the planning, optimization, and optimization of the flow of goods. And that's the area that we're going to concentrate on today. The mobility marketplace is mainly for authorities, municipalities, and state entities to plan and model transport requirements. Now, in this transportation solutions footprint, we basically have the following products. We've got the PTV Route Optimiser. We've got two options there. The one is a cloud version, and the other is on-premise. We call it Route Optimiser CL for cloud, and Route Optimiser ST for Smart Tour, which is the on-premise version. The previous webinar, we dealt mainly with the Route Optimiser cloud version, and today's webinar is going to focus mainly on the Route Optimiser CL, the actual more sophisticated, more involved on-premise version, and that's mainly what we're going to talk about today. Other products relating to and integrated to the Route Optimiser system is the Drive and Arrive application. This is mainly a calculating tool to estimate ETAs, estimated time of arrivals. There are arrival boards and access from customers to have visibility of what vehicles are going to arrive when. There's a PTV navigator, which is a typical truck navigator, taking the width of roads, the actual low-level bridges, areas where trucks are restricted. So the typical navigator that everybody uses in Google or TomTom or those sort of tools are mainly sedan vehicle-based, where this navigator is specifically designed for trucks, and it takes the attributes of trucks into consideration, and also calculate toll costs and stuff like that within the European area. Map and Market is mainly a mobile tool where mobile workforce is managed and optimized, and Map and Guide, very similar to what I just mentioned, is a costing model which allows you to do proper trip and route costing based on all toll roads and toll fees, different countries, but again, mainly applicable in the European side because of the sophisticated levels of the maps. The last one that I just want to mention is the PTV X server. And what we do there is typically a black box concept where we use or make available all the algorithms and functionalities that we have in all our systems. We make that available for third-party products to enhance capabilities and enhance specific functionalities. And that's typically what Francisco has done in their business, where the execution management and the components within X server is built into their third-party tools, and we've got a large number of partners or customers that make that, to make use of that functionality to enhance their own products. So that is really designed to assist TMS type of solutions, the telematics type environment, warehouse management, all those sort of service providers make use of that facility to enhance their own products at the end of the day. Okay, then we move on. Just to give you a little bit of overview of the objectives of what we're trying to do with route planning and scheduling optimization. one of the prime objectives is to try and reduce kilometers. So when we do the planning, we basically look at three factors. We look at optimizing kilometers traveled. We look at using the capacity, the loading capacity of the vehicles to its optimum levels, and then obviously take all these planning and optimization processes into consideration with all the time constraints relevant to a specific operation. So we try to reduce kilometers traveled. We try to reduce the number of resources that we use. We try specifically indicating the proper planning and proper execution management to reduce daily overtime. We improve customer service by providing the product that the customer needs at the right place at the right time. The next element is to optimize the fleet size and the configuration. You know, quite often we find that operations traditionally use the same type and configuration of fleets. Because it's been done like that for the last 20 or 50 years, very seldom do people actually re-look at that whole optimization process of how many core fleet or how big should my core fleet be and what type of configuration vehicles should be used in that specific operation. So the tools that we provide allow us to do those sort of simulations as well, to re-look strategically of where we go with regards to our fleet size and configuration. The next element is the optimization of depot location, and that's typically a network optimization exercise. We do it mainly in a consulting environment where we could assist customers or clients if they want to increase their footprint, if they're opening up new depots, where those depots should be located, and vice versa as well. If they want to reduce their footprint, what is the impact if the number of depots are reduced by 1 or 2, and to see what the impact on cost and everything is. And then the last one is obviously that everybody strives for is the increase in productivity itself. Now, with the next slide, what we're going to do now quickly before I hand over to Marco is to launch the poll questions. So the first one, so please take your, we're going to leave a couple of minutes for you to fill in the poll question. In this case, we would like to know what industry you are currently operating in. There's 5 selections, either fast-moving consumer goods, courier, 3PL, transportation, warehousing, e-commerce, mobile workforce, or are you in the technology space with regards to your operation? So please enter your answers there by ticking. We're going to give you a couple of seconds. Okay, we sort of halfway there. We need, please, if you guys don't mind, we would like to get everybody to vote or to put in their option. Okay, so I'm gonna close that now and share the results. So we see that mainly, or 40% of the attendees are on the courier 3PL warehousing type environment, 53% technology suppliers, so that's a typical market for the X-server type component, and then 7% in the FMCG operation. Let me just go to the next question quickly. So if we can, we'd like to know what technology do you use currently for route planning and optimization? Is the manual process? Do you use Excel or similar tools? Or do you have a formal computerized route planning software that you use? Or do you allow the driver to decide the route and the sequence of delivery? Okay, we're giving a few more seconds. This won't take a lot of time. We just want to, there's one more question, which is quick. So let's I'm going to close it now. So let's close that and share those answers. So we see the majority of people do use computerized route optimization tools. The next is Excel or similar. And we've got a small percentage that does it manually and let the driver make that decision. We find that the last option, the driver making the decision, is quite different in different parts of the world. In our context in South Africa, a large portion makes the let the driver allow let the driver make those sort of decisions, which is not always the best thing to do. And then the last question, very quick and very simple. In terms of proof of delivery processes, are you currently using a paper-driven process, or is it the electronic POD process? So if we can just do that last vote, and then we can carry on with the presentation itself. Okay. So we have a bit of a split halfway between the two. So thank you very much. I'm going to close this now and then hand over to Marco, and he's going to carry on with his portion of the presentation.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Majd for the introduction and you, Charles, for the overview of PTV Group. In general, I would like to thank all the team of IMEA for the organization of this webinar, and of course Francisco, that will do the main part, according to me, of the presentation, because he will show his real experience with our solution. Yes, I'm the managing director of PTV Italia Logistics. PTV Italia Logistics is the subsidiary in Italy of PTV Group, in charge of the sales of PTV product in the field of logistics market, and for the implementation of the related projects. Before to hand over to Francisco and his interesting presentation, I would like to underline some important key topics, elements, or perhaps better characteristics that every company, according to me and according to the feedback that we have from the market, have to take in consideration to be a successful player in the field of transport logistics market. The first characteristics is cooperative, the collaboration. We will see how it's important to collect and share information along the entire transport chain. And to reach this target, it's important the collaboration of all the actors, all the players involved in the process. And the collaboration will allow to collect this information and to increase the visibility of all the process itself through all the chain. Another aspect that I would like to underline is the mobile and the real time. Mobile, for sure, we will see today that the important component of the project that Francisco will show is the mobile app that is used by the driver to collect the information during the deliveries. And part of this information has to be shared along the chain in real time. Let's think, for example, to the ATA. Charles, you said something about the ATA, the estimate time of arrival. And it's important for sure to share this kind of information in real time. And it's important to the destination, to the customer, just to inform him if there are changes to the planned time that we communicated at the beginning of the trip. And it's important that also this information is exact, reliable. It's another important aspect of the system that we have to use, because we have to provide not only the ATA, but for sure the best ATA available. And for this PTV is one of the main technology we are in place, but not only the ETA, but all the information, all the data that we are able to collect during the process are to be precise and accurate. So this you will see during the presentation of Francisco and his company. His company is in Barcelona. I think it's a very good case because Francisco believed in the importance of the technology, and he developed a project. And where during the project, the presentation, you will see all the elements you can see in the right circle on the right. There will be the planning and the optimization tool, our PTV Route Optimiser ST, for the planning and the scheduling of the trips of the routes. There will be the execution, the platform of our partner Axilog. Axilog is a partner in Italy that develops a platform able to acquire and show, display all the data and the events related to the logistics chain. And the third part, but not less important, is the KPIs. In the platform, we will be able to collect all this information and to create some specific KPIs that are very important to improve all the process. So the planning with our tool, the platform of Axilog for the execution, and another aspect, all these solutions are integrated with the TMS, Transport Management System, the Esprit TMS, which is another Italian partner, also present in Spain, for example, that integrated in their TMS our X server, the components developed to integrate logistics and geographic features in the software of third software house or company. So you will see all these elements. The last aspect that I want to underline is that you will see not a monolithic system supporting all the process, and I can see that this is a trend that we are registering on the market, but you will see more dedicated modules, our tool, the execution module, and the TMS, all are dedicated modules and services that are integrated and customized for the customer. That's the other aspect that I would like to introduce before to give the floor to Francisco and his presentation, that is the core, to be honest, of our webinar. So Francisco, I don't know if you are able to go on or if I have to click for you.
I think yes. Hello, thank you very much, Marco. I'm Francisco Borrego. I'm the CEO of eTransport. We are a last mile e-commerce specialist in deliveries in Barcelona area, and we want to share with everybody our experience with PTV and the rest of platform. Marco, can you slide, because I cannot slide.
Okay.
First of all, who is eTransport? eTransport is a group of two companies. In one side, we have Ultima Milla, that is a logistic operator who is in charge of the technology development and also is the commercial part. And we have also Logotrans. That Logotrans is a non-profit transport cooperative that is managed by the carriers with the purpose of guarantee a fair price for the carriers and a competitive price for the clients. And the transport vision is innovating the last mile transport digitalization to make people's life easier. Our service and clients are specific for last mile deliveries. We have 3 levels of service. We have last mile dedicated, that are deliveries for companies with high density of daily shipments. We have also the last mile share. For the companies with low density of shipment that we group in an urban cross-dock near of Barcelona area. And also we have a last mile management service where we apply our technology and methodology to some companies that have an own fleet and they need efficient organization. And the next slide, our clients. We have our service was designed by e-commerce channel, but at this moment is perfectly adapted to other sectors. So for B2C deliveries, we work with online supermarkets, with food retailers, and with cook meals retailers. And for B2B deliveries, we work with wine distribution restaurants and food distribution. And for both sides, we combine the goods, B2B and B2C. Can you explain? Yeah. Our experience, we started in 2009. We made a commitment for the e-commerce and we began to create a specific business model for an online supermarket. We was the first company in Barcelona area to implement the 2-hour slot deliveries. We start with route optimizers in the planning process. And also we give visibility to our clients with driver mobile app. Our excellence or characteristics of our service is that we automate the orders flow with file integration or with REST API. We have a delivery schedule in 2 hours slot from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We automate the emails and SMS alerts to the recipients. In these alerts, we include a live tracking link where the recipients can see the estimate time of arrival. And this estimation is dynamically. Every time that the driver is reporting the deliveries, the time is adjusting. And also we have a control tower for our clients for custom service, where they can see in real time the status of the deliveries. Also, they can know when the delivery are going to be delivered or at what time has been delivered. But also, for me, it's important is how has been the delivery. If everything is okay, if we have some problems or etc. It's allowed to our clients give to a quick answer support in case of requesting information from the recipients. And also the last characteristic is we can customize some reports and KPI and that this information is updated in real time. Our message for our client is that save time to focus on your business. So the last mile is our problem. What are our strengths is we have experience. We have more than 10 years working with e-commerce and last mile deliveries. And it was allowed to create a high know-how. And it is important because there are no so much companies with this experience. And our business model is validated and is prepared to scale in other cities, just reaching agreements with local carriers that they can install the driver application and make the information to the drivers, and we can start very quickly. And now we are going to show how it works. Okay, we are going to show our IT platform that is composed by 4 parts. The first part is data flow management that is an algorithm library hosted in Google, where we manage the orders flow, big data techniques, with the objective to calculate how many time are going to take the driver to make the delivery and how many effort are going to do the driver to use after in the optimization process. The other part is the transport management system. We work with the company Jespe. That is a great platform that allow us to manage all operational and administrative process of our activity and integrate the rest of part of the platform. We work with PTV for optimization and Axilog for give the visibility. PTV allow us optimize the route, saving kilometers, working hours, and reducing the CO2 emissions. And it is an online platform that connects the drivers through the mobile application, connect the recipients through the emails and SMS alerts, and connects the traffic managers and the custom service people with the online portal. Can you slide, Marco? Thank you. Yes. This is some screenshots of data flow management. We have developed from the last 4 years algorithm library to automate the import deliveries. So it is a big add value for our clients because we customize totally. Okay. In this process, we use Google tools. We combine Google App Scripts and Google Sheets, and other tools like Google Maps and etc. The transport management system, Jespe, is the platform where we store all data about operations and administrative information. With this tool, we manage the database of delivery points. We integrate PTV X server geolocalization. We manage also the customers and supplier rates. We manage the resource from vehicles, drivers, etc. And also we manage the expeditions, the routes, location, goods, labels, etc., etc. And it's perfectly adapted for our last mile operation. For us, we look for a solution that is able to manage all information that is necessary for the last mile company. And now I'm going to explain, I'm going to show some screenshots about Team Jespe. This screenshot is expedition. You can see where you have to load, where you have to unload, the time windows, the good details, all information you need. The next slide, you can see the tracking. This tracking is captured by the driver application, is integrated. In the next screenshot, you can see one route optimized by PTV. You can see the estimate time, at what time has to the driver go to the warehouse, at what time end the route, the total packs, kilos, cube, etc. And the next slide, you can see the route in the map view. Okay. This is some screenshot, and the next is the location. For us, it's very important this part because we have a big database with the location. So we store some properties for each location, like if the location have elevator or not, if the difficulty, the parking difficulty is high or is low. So we use this information in the data flow process to make this calculation of the time service. This screenshot is an example of the integration between GESPE and PTV X server with the geolocalization. And now is the part of PTV Route Optimiser. This is the tool that we use to optimize the routes. We have achieved automate the route optimization. We have reduced the planner hours in more than 80%. Also important point is we have avoid dependence from specialists, because now any member of the team can make the routes. And PTV have a great flexibility of parameterization. So you can you have no limits to put what you want in the PTV, and you can get the result you are expecting. Now we are going to show some screenshots about the parameters, some examples. You can different types of vehicles. You can define the driving time. You can put more or less time depending the vehicle type. There is not the same comportment in a small van or a small truck or a car. So you can define this parameter. The next slide is the parameter. You can also define the hubs, different hubs. So when you make the optimization, you can use different hubs in the same optimization process. Also, very important point is you can define in a define the peak time in a specific area. So when you in the morning is not you are not take the same time for driving in the morning or in the evening when the people live. So you can define the area in the map. You can define the time schedule, and you can define the factor modification. So this increase in the time is very important to make an efficient routes. Another example, can you slide, please, Marco?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can define the groups of area. This is important because for this area you can assign vehicle groups, you can assign compatibilities between this area, and it is if you have you can got a very human result, because normally the optimizers the result is different that if make a human. And with this tool, with this parameter, you can obtain a very human result. So also for the drivers, it's important to give a result. And the last parameter is that you can define the tolerance by time zone. And it is important because you can put in a balance the quality or the economy. So you can add more time in the tolerance, and you can select also if you want make the routes with a tolerance time and how many time. For example, we use for the city we don't use tolerance. But for the first Corona, we use 50 minutes tolerance, and for the second Corona, we use a half-hour tolerance, because when when the high distance is difficult it's difficult. Yeah, give a good service and obtain results, economic results. Okay. And when you sorry.
No, that's clear, the concept. You have to guarantee a good level of service, but you have to be also profitable for your company. So you have to add some tolerance for the orders or the delivery outside the city center.
Yeah, that's the reason that you. Okay, well, so when you combine and you made test and test, we have made some tests. But when you make the parameterization as you want, you can get an automatic optimization process. So this is that we have get with PTV Route Optimiser. The next slide is this is the route in the map.
Okay, sorry. I went too fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. This is yeah. You can see the route in the map and also the route results on how many time, how many kilometers, etc., etc. And the next slide, you can see the route times. At what is the timetable, what is the expected time, the departure time, the service time, the waiting time, etc., etc. You can define everything. And that we have with PTV Route Optimiser, we have achieved a reduction of kilometers, hours worked and CO2 emission by 7.4% from our last optimized scenario. We come back from other optimized system, and we have improved the result in 7.4%. And we have also implemented in our operative in less than 5 weeks. The process has been very, very quick. Okay, and I have to tell that for the last year we have analyzed some options of optimization tools, and our conclusion is that PTV is the most powerful tool that we have found till the moment. Okay, and now we want to show you the last part of our IT platform, that is the Axilog platform. That with Axilog is the tool that connect the drivers, connect the recipient, the traffic managers, and the custom service. With this tool, we manage the driver's mobile application, where they they can manage the reimbursement, they can scan the labels of the goods, and they can do other issues. And we don't use paper. We manage all transport, all deliveries with the mobile application. We have also a tracking link for recipients, where they can check the estimate time of arrival. And this time is very precise, because every time that the driver report a delivery, this time is recalculated. So the recipients can know with high precision at what time are going to receive the goods. And also have an online platform to make the tracking of the deliveries, that is able for traffic managers and the custom service. Also tool we use is the alerts and the SMS message. So we can automate the monitoring process. For example, we can send an SMS when the driver is late more than 20 minutes, or when the driver is on the recipient's home and the recipient is not in the home. So we have configured some alerts to automate manual process that we do in the past by phone or with our people team, but now is complete automatic. And also the last part is the KPI and reports customized per client and update in real time. Okay, and now I want to show some screenshots about the Silog platform. The first screenshot is the route summary. You have in a view what is happening. Green is everything is okay. Red is something is happening. Okay, if you can profundize in what is happening, you can click on the route and see the details, what is the status, at what time arrive. If you can, when you see some in red, you can click on the delivery detail and see more details. Can you slide, Marco, please?
Okay.
This is the delivery detail, so you can see all the details about this expedition. You can see which time driver load, which time driver unload, if there are any incidents, the labels, etc., etc. In the next slide, you can see the alerts, the proof of delivery. You can. This information is also shared with the custom service, so they can see only for these expeditions all this information, so you can avoid a lot of calls and a manual process. The next slide is the live map tracking. This tool, you can predict the future with a high precision from the next 2 hours. So if you have some information request from some client, you can give, when client asks at what time are you going to arrive, you can tell with high precision, and the control or the monitoring is very fast. Just with 5 minutes, you can control 20 trucks very fast.
Yeah, because here you can see the difference between the planned time of arrival and the calculated time of arrival at the beginning of the trip, and the actual is the time of arrival during the execution during the trip. So you can see if the truck is on time or in delay in real time. This is the meaning of the colors.
Thank you. And this slide, there are some PI examples. So we focus on the driver. So we analyze the delays on the advance and also the incidents. So you can very quick show you. We have 8-10 different KPI, and if you need to check some information, you can show very fast. This is just an example. So the next slide, you can see also other KPI. This is, for example, for the punctuality for the driver per week. So you have the timetable, and you have one side is the deliveries we have done in advance, and the box is the delays, and the colors means that blue is delay or advance less than 15 minutes, between 15 and 30 minutes, between 13 and 16 minutes, and more than 16 minutes. So you can check very quick what is which driver is doing the deliveries well, or which driver not. Can you slide, please?
Yes.
This is also example. This is a dispersion driver report. So where you can see number of delays or advance and the number of the expedition done. So you can see also which driver is doing more expedition and more delays or advance. And the last report this is a evolution of delay or advance per week. So yeah, red green means that we are under our tolerance, and green means that the driver this week is more delays than is permitted. So it's very fast.
So I can see that in the platform there are a lot of dashboard and KPIs that are very important to understand which is the level of service and how to improve the process, in particular related to the times of the deliveries. The last one, I think
we're running a little bit short of time, so I think if we, Francisco.
It's the last slide.
Okay, great. Sorry.
The collaboration with the drivers has been very fast and easy because the application is friendly and intuitive. You can see some screenshots about the driver app, and also this is the alerts and the live tracking link that give visibility to the recipients, and the feedbacks from the recipient has been very good, very positive, because they can know exactly at what time we are going to arrive. So in e-commerce delivery, this is a good point. And that's
Francisco,
all.
maybe just a question from my side. How many vehicles do you operate on the system? What is the fleet sizes?
It depends the day, but between 20 and 30 vehicles per day.
Okay. Are there any questions from the audience? Please list your. We haven't got any yet, but we've got a couple of minutes, so we would like to address that. So, but yeah, thank you very much, Francisco. I think that's a very good example of a fully integrated process, and I think that's what we all strive for. Too often do we find that people just have their own little silos of systems, and the systems aren't always integrated to each other. And this just demonstrates the value of a fully integrated solution made up of different components, but fully integrated. So yeah, thank you very much. I think that was very useful. There is one question that came up which relates to how do you determine which drivers comes on routes, and you know, how do you select the driver and the routes, or combining the, because these guys say that they plan on the driver itself.
This process you can automate per area process. You can assign a group area to each driver. It's one option, but normally this process we do manually. It depends the quality, it depends the delay. So if the driver is good profile of delivery, is good or not. This is the tool that have the boss to give a premium to driver or penalize to the driver. So you have some option to automate this process, normally by the area. You can by area or by kind of deliveries. For example, if you have fridge, or you have cool, or you need platform, etc. You can define everything.
Are the drivers, as a rule, linked to a vehicle? Do they have one vehicle, one driver using the same vehicle all the time, or is it a swap situation as well?
In our situation, one driver also use the same vehicle. And
Okay.
for the vehicles, you can parametricize the vehicle properties. These properties could be also in the expeditions. So, for example, if you put you have a fridge expeditions and you have a fridge vehicle, so this expedition are going to automate assigned to this vehicle.
Yeah, because that Helen Fernandez asked the question, but she also says that the same driver is linked to a vehicle. So then the planning, whether the planning is by vehicle or by driver, is basically the same thing. Are there any other questions, ladies, gentlemen? Okay, I think we don't have any more questions, and we sort of right on time to end off the session. So I just want to thank Francisco and Marco for giving us a little bit of a European flair of how things are done in your region. I think the purpose of the webinar is for everybody to learn from each other, and that's been quite an eye-opener. I have to take my hat off to Francisco, where they could combine so many different suppliers and have one uniform, suppliers of technology and systems to get that all coordinated into one solution. That's commendable, because that's sometimes quite a difficult thing to do, because each supplier of technology have their own views and the way they want to go about things, and not always do you see that collaboration between technology suppliers. So well done. And Marco,
we have to take into consideration that are all partner of PTV. Perhaps this helps, because all the DMS and the platform for the execution are using the XSR. But it's something that we can see happening more and more on the market, also with big player using till now, for example, just one solution able to manage all the processes. But sometimes this customer are not happy because perhaps the solution is able to manage all the steps, but not in detail. So in the case of Francisco, Francisco choose the best for every part of the process, the optimization, the execution, different modules specialized in different tasks. That's clear that it's important, the integration, otherwise everything is disconnected. But now the technology allows us to have a nice project, an integrated project. Also because, as I said, we spoke more or less with our partner the same language. They are using our component, our technology, our PTV server, that are the suite for the integration of logistics and geographic features in software third and of other software house. And in this we have a big experience, because we can say the leader in the market. Okay, the route optimization with our product Route Optimiser, but we have a lot of partners, software house, system integrator, big, medium or big companies using our components directly inside their solutions. So this helps.
Yeah, no, that's interesting, because that is one of the problems that we sit with, especially down in the southern part of Africa, that people, the collaboration between entities is sometimes quite problematic. I think from a user or customer point of view, they all want an integrated solution, but quite often we find that certain players are too narrow in their vision. They believe that that's the only product they supply is the only thing that really has value, instead of looking at the bigger picture of being able to use like the X-server components to bring that in to enhance their own product. We talk about telematics guys, we talk about EPOD guys. they all sort of operate in silos instead of in proper collaboration. And that's one of the main reasons why we've created the X-Server products, is to enable those sort of companies to use the technology that we've developed over 40 years and build that into their solution. And we don't want to take glory for it. It's a white label, so nobody needs to know that PTV is actually behind the scenes, but it just enhances the products that they offer to their clients so much more. So, but yeah, thank you very much again. I think we've run out of time, and we really appreciate your time and effort, Francisco and Marco. And to the audience, thanks a lot for supporting us, and I hope you've learned something. And please feel free to contact us if there's any additional information required, and we will happy to put you in touch with the different people or provide you with the necessary information. Okay, I think we can close the session. Thank you very much, and all the best.
Bye. Ciao.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye.